All right, back with another video. It's been a little bit. I've been super busy. Man, I got a good idea for a video. I'm super excited to make it. It's gonna might take a couple years, two, three. No, not a couple years. Oh my gosh, it's gonna take a couple years for YouTube. A couple weeks until I actually, maybe a month or so. I might post it next month. But just a lot's been going on in my life right now. So YouTube, I want to continue with it. I want to stay consistent with it. But 2 videos a week and everything else that I'm doing is so hard. Doing jujitsu, I got other plans going on. I'm not gonna say it right now, but I'm gonna mention it in a future video. So super excited about that. Making videos, that's all I'm doing, really. I want to make videos. I want to do YouTube. I want to help people. I want to, eventually become an online coach. Basically, that's what I want to do. Whether that's with Instagram, YouTube, both of them. I just want to be an online coach. So that's the main goal I'm doing here. Anyways. That's besides the point. This whole video is about my experience at GNC. Because GNC is what started it all for me. I believe so, for real. GNC started it all for me. So I'm just going to be talking about my experience at GNC. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, by all means, you can. If you don't, then whatever. It don't matter to me. I'm just kind of going to be talking, just trying to stay consistent on this YouTube. If you're interested in, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to call it. Joining me in my journey to improve and, grow as a person, then like, subscribe, comment anything down below. I love to see what y'all have to say. Hopefully, let's get some engagement going in the comments. But either way, my experience with GNC. So the main reason why I started working at GNC was because I wanted to change my life, but also because I seen my dad also bought GNC protein powder, and the vibe of it was always pretty, I guess, attractive to me, I guess you can say. I like the vibe, the whole workout vibe, the whole like protein getting healthy vibe. You get your shaker cup, the whole look of it, the whole feel of it, the whole vibe of it, the whole aesthetic of it. I loved it for real. So I also wanted to change my life. I wanted to get my life on the right track. I wanted to find a job that I actually did enjoy doing. I was working at Harris Teeter, which is a grocery store in the South. I worked at Dunkin', Dollar Tree, Target, Amazon. I worked at quite a bit of different places, and I didn't like any of them because all of them were kind of boring. I wasn't really growing. I was just, helping somebody else out. Not in the way I like GNC. I help somebody else out, but it's like I'm helping them better themselves instead of helping, a company, like being a robot in someone else's company. So I never really liked that. So I got a GNC. This was when I was smoking as well. So I really wanted to find a way to quit smoking as working at GNC, thinking that if I would work at GNC, I'd be in like a healthy environment, so it would get me to quit smoking. Basically, it worked because I figured it out. I quit smoking as I was at GNC, so it definitely worked. So the initial point was just I wanted to change my life at GNC, so I started working there. Just going there once might change your life. You might have to go there a few times, but working there really did change my whole life and my perspective. So I liked it. It was hard starting because it's sales, so you kind of have to sell. And then some people get mad. Oh, you're trying to make a living. Stop trying to make a living. I'm like, but at GNC, you're not really making a living. You're helping the company out when you're selling. So it got to a point where I didn't really care if I sold or not. I just kind of made it a habit and got used to it. And it actually got a little fun once I figured out actually how to do it. But starting off, it was actually kind of, I was super shy. My face would get red whenever I would try and sell somebody something because I didn't. It was awesome. I loved it though. My managers were always very supportive and very understanding of me. I was 19, 20, I believe. I'm 22, almost 23 now. I believe I was 19 because it doesn't feel. It might be 2 years ago actually. That's crazy. 2 years ago. But yeah, I liked it. I went there every day. I went there early, and most of the time, I worked at the mall. And when the manager left, not even when the manager left, usually, it was just me by myself, and I would read in the back room, wait till somebody comes in, and then help them. So, sorry if the fan is on, if you're hearing that in the background, but usually I'd be there by myself. So it wasn't really when the manager left. It was kind of I got there, then the manager left, and then we swapped places. And then I'd usually read, and if you've been on the channel for long enough, I used to actually post shorts of workouts in the back of GNC, because another thing about GNC, it was like very much in the influencer space. You know, you see a lot of these influencers promote like pre-workouts and stuff, and Rise was one. There was a bunch of others. Rise was like the biggest one. They just started selling Rise too, but Ghost was a big influencer one. I'm actually got a shaker cup right here of it. Ghost, I actually really like Ghost, but the pre-workout in general. There was a bunch of pre-workouts, C4s, stuff like that. It was a bunch of like influencer stuff, man, and I liked it. So I wanted to actually get into making content at GNC and potentially become an influencer myself and have my own supplement brand or company or something like that. So that was always an idea that I wanted to do. I love GNC. I love the vibe of it. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the I want to say environment, but it's more like I love the people that were just like going to GNC, because it was like workout. It made me feel like I was like I don't know the word for it, but it made me feel like I was an influencer in a way. Especially when I got like super comfortable around talking to customers. I always felt like an influencer in a way. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was so awesome. Eventually, I ended up quitting because the pay wasn't good. The only thing that was wrong about GNC was the pay. The pay was so bad. It was hard to actually do anything. By the way, check out the fit. I got these Nike pants. Nike, they're like cargo sweatpants. Got the hoodie on. Jiu-jitsu hoodie, but and I do have my pants on the floor right here if you missed that. Just whatever. But I like GNC a lot. The pay was just horrible. I didn't like the pay. That was the only thing that I really didn't like about it. Eventually I had to quit and then get a different job, and I was on my crap, let's say that, because I don't want to like curse and it end up being bad, but I was really on my grind for real when I was at GNC. I was working out every day, getting protein in, helping people, being confident and stuff. And then I got a different job and everything went downhill. Like, I got out of the routine that I was in. I went to QT, which was a gas station. And it was a gas station. And it was the complete opposite of GNC. And the people I was around were horrible. I mean, it was just a bunch of nagging people buying lottery tickets, cigarettes, pack of Newports. What else? A bunch of instant gratification, actually. Because I was in this environment where delayed gratification was almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Encouraged. Where delayed gratification was encouraged. And then you go to the complete opposite where instant gratification is almost encouraged. So then I started smoking again, and then I got off my grind, and it was horrible. And I was like, wow. You know, I was like, I didn't want to say I was depressed, but I was a little depressed. It made me a little depressed, actually. Just working at a gas station, I hated it. It felt like my soul was like taken from me in a way. Because when I was at GNC, I loved it. I was happy. I was healthy. I was on my stuff. I was helping people. I was really. This is also where I really decided that I wanted to be a personal trainer as well. And I loved it. And then I had to get a different job, and it felt like it took everything away from me. Of course, a lot of it did have to do with my own decisions. I did learn a lot since then. This was like over a year ago, I believe. But yeah, man. I think this is also when I got into jiu-jitsu. This is when I got into jiu-jitsu. Because I was like, man, it was hard for me to get back up to that point where I was at. I still don't think I'm at there. I was on my stuff for real. I was on my grind for real. Nothing was stopping me. Except my mom telling me that I had to get a different job. But I shouldn't have listened, and I should have just kept doing my thing. But, shoot, man. It really threw me off. I liked working at GNC, but recently, trying to remember where I was going. Oh yeah, I got into jujitsu. That's what also got me into jujitsu, because I thought getting into jujitsu would help me quit smoking and, all this other stuff. And it worked. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep up with it. The only thing I'm worried about is just not necessarily haters, but just people that try and bring you down, like the people brought me down at QT. When I was, people brought me down when I was working at QT because they seen I was up here and they were down here. I'm not trying to sound like arrogant when I say this, but this is just facts. I was up here and they were down here because I was so on my shit. I said it, whatever. So they brought me down here, and so they could feel like they were up here. And it worked. It actually kind of got to me because a lot of people were just hating on me, making me feel bad about myself. And I was like, man, I'm doing all this work trying to help people, being positive and happy, and all these people are just treating me like crap. So it also made me realize how good of a person I have, or how good of a person I am, for one, because there's a lot of crappy people out there, for real. And there was like how negative the world is. There was a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff. Now I try not to think about that as much. I try and still stay positive, and I try not to think about the past as much. But that's what happened. Eventually, I got fired at QT for not shaving. I was like, authority. I didn't really like the authority, honestly. They were like, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I'd always like retaliate back because I was like, no, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a free person. That's just how I think personally. If somebody tells me what to do and it's within a reasonable extent, then okay, But if somebody tells me what to do and it's just something that gets on my nerves about that, especially at a gas station. If there's some old dude telling me to do something every 2 seconds and I'm doing something already, it gets on my nerves. I'm like, and then they just don't do anything. So I'm complaining. I'm just complaining, which I shouldn't. But that was just what I was dealing with, I didn't like being told what to do. I felt like my value was not. I felt like my worth was so like taken away from me as I was working there. So eventually I got fired. And then eventually I went back to GNC. I worked at a movie theater. Might make future videos on that. But eventually I went back to GNC. And this time I was like, okay, I'm going to get back on my grind. Let's go. No, that didn't happen. I tried to get back into the flow, the routine I did, that I had. But there was a different manager. And he quit. I don't blame him. Because the pay was trash. And then it was just me working like 12-hour days, 12-hour days every single day. And I I was basically burnt out. I was so drained emotionally. I was exhausted. I didn't have no day off. And it felt like I wasn't even doing too much at GNC. It was just like so much was happening all at once. And then eventually I just missed a day at work, and then the new manager fired me. I had no call, no show. And I was like, okay, y'all only pay me $11 an hour, so I'm not really missing out on much, you know. I was one of their best employees. I worked my ass off there. Eventually, it got to the point where I was just so exhausted, man. I was so mentally exhausted from everything. That was super recently, actually. That was very recently. That happened this year in 2024. So I was at GNC for almost 3 years. I have a ton of stories I could, that ain't, I don't think that's the full story, but a ton of stories about GNC. You know, that was my favorite job. That's what it had something to do with my purpose. That's why I really liked it, because it had something to do with my purpose, and it got me on the right track. It was me. That was the thing. It was me. The job was me. You know, I feel like everybody has who they are as a soul being, a reason for living on Earth, and eventually that just happens throughout your life, you know. And GNC just happened to so be that at the moment, you know. It was just me. It was where I was meant to work at for the time. And recently, it just didn't flow with me anymore. So it's not me anymore. I've outgrown it, basically. Which sucks. I really liked it. I really liked the people that I met. If I could go back, I wish I did. Do more. You know, I did a lot. I did a lot there. And I wish I did more. I wish I stayed there and didn't quit for a different job. But yeah, now I outgrown it. And now it's time to move on to bigger and better things, you know? Like this YouTube. I hope I get to make this YouTube thing a for real thing. Potentially Instagram. I'm thinking about making Instagram content as well. But being a content creator and just helping other people is really what I want to do. I've been wanting to do that since a kid, so yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I could go on and on and on about this, but this video is already pretty long. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Join the journey. Let's grind together. Let's build this stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Comment anything down below. I'm always looking to help other people. If you got any questions or anything, let me know in the comments and stuff. You know, I'm growing every day, building every day, learning every day, improving every day, everything. We're just getting better every single day. So I hope I get to help other people get better as well. That's the whole purpose of this YouTube channel. Whole purpose of me wanting to make content to begin with. Of course, so I could live free and happy and do what I want in life. But I want that for other people too, you know. Being trapped in a 9-to-5 is horrible. Being trapped in anything is horrible, you know. Addictions, bad relationships, bad mindsets, bad people. The list goes on, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Just speaking my mind on this stuff, little Jacob lore. But yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all in the next video.